Hey, welcome back. Thanks for joining me today. Today, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about my OT story, my OT journey. But first, if it's the first time that you're meeting me, my name is Melanie Batista. I'm a pediatric occupational therapist. I'm also the voice behind the Growing Little Brains website and blog, and I wanted to just share some more about how I became an OT. It started a long time ago. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but it was quite a long time ago. At the age of 11, I started babysitting for a family that went on to have four children. And I just always enjoyed that job and spent many of my summers and even when I came home from college working with that family and raising their children alongside of them. And just always knew that I wanted to do something with children. And fast forward a couple years into my babysitting journey, my mom went to a career day and met a pediatric occupational therapist. And she had just graduated from school and was working with young children, actually in an early intervention program and preschool. And my mom heard her story at the career day and just thought, wow, I have to introduce you to my daughter. I think my daughter would really like this. I've never heard of this field before. And thanks to my mom, she got the lady's number. And then that night she came home and told me about it and said, you need to call this lady, this stranger, and go to work with her. And so she forced my hand, and I did. And at the age of 14, I got in the car with her and we went from place to place and center to center and preschool to preschool and met all these amazing young children. And I came home that night. My mom said, how'd it go? And I said, well, I think I'm going to become an OT when I grow up. And so that was at the age of 14, and it stuck. And so fast forward, I went to school, I graduated. I thought I'd always and only work in pediatrics, and I got my first job in pediatrics, luckily enough. And it was an amazing position, but I just felt like I needed some more exposure and a little bit more support. And so I eventually landed a position that I was really interested in at a local pediatric rehab hospital. And I worked on a traumatic brain injury unit for 7 years alongside of some amazing, amazing doctors and therapists and nurses, and just loved being part of a team. It was just such an amazing experience. Really thought I'd never leave, but started to get the itch to leave my hometown and see what else was out there in the world. And so hopped in my car and moved west to Colorado and just started taking some travel positions. And one travel position led to another, and I got to experience outpatient and skilled nursing and hand therapy clinic and just all these wonderful positions, but just felt like I wasn't where I was supposed to be. And I really was supposed to be in pediatrics. In the meantime, though, I had become a fieldwork educator, was taking lots of students, and just really enjoyed educating new grads to the field. And so I was approached by the director of an occupational therapy assistant program, and she said, would you be interested in coming to be our academic fieldwork coordinator and teaching our pediatrics course? And so I was flattered and just thought it would be a wonderful opportunity. So I took it and really just dove into the world of academia for many years and built the program and built our fieldwork program, and loved watching students transition and make that transition into being a practitioner. But I was really seeing that there was such a gap between what we taught in the classroom and in the lab and the theory and the real life application and the clinical reasoning that goes into our job. And I just felt like there needed to be more. About the same time, my professional world and my personal world came crashing together. And I had my first son, who was born premature and had a little stay in the NICU and was struggling with some of his development. And so we started an early intervention program, and I really just needed more time with him. And so I made the hard decision to leave that job in academia and return to practice, and took a position with the early intervention agency that my son was receiving services with. And I'm so glad that I did, because I met so many amazing practitioners, and I really felt like I found my niche. Finally, after so many years, I knew that this is where I was supposed to be. And not only was I learning from lots of other therapists, but I was now learning how to help my child. And so experiencing the early intervention program from a parent perspective really just put a whole new spin on my practice, and really things have never been the same since. And so fast forward to this year when COVID hit, and I was already in the process of launching my website, and I really wanted to get out there to help empower more parents on learning about child development and how to help their children at home. And then I just felt this calling to help these therapists who are now being thrust into teletherapy. I had been doing teletherapy for the last couple of years, and so kind of how it all happened. And so fast forward to this summer where I started the Therapy Village. It's a membership for therapists that are working in early intervention with children 0 to 5. And it's really just been an amazing experience, my passion. I really hope that I can see some of you in the future in our membership. We're learning so many amazing things and really starting to get that support and collaboration again that I just love, and know that that's what really grows your practice. So I would love to hear about your OT journey. I read all of my emails. If you ever want to email me at melanie@growinglittlebrains.com with questions or anything about early intervention, I'd love to answer them. I look forward to meeting you all, and you can find me at growinglittlebrains.com. If you want to learn more about the membership, click on the Therapy Village tab at the top, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thanks for listening. Bye.